basics for each of us. You know, we know what's real. We know what feels good. We know what's right. We know what's moral. We know all these things because it's an extension of the way we want to be treated, the way we want to be in this life. And for some reason, I just had a thing pop in my head about, on Huffington Post, I saw a headline. I didn't read it, but it said, "Is it true that women laugh more?" Huh. So maybe so. I think that laughter is such an important thing, and you can't, you know, fake laugh. You know, there's something that laughter pulls the essence of our beingness out and just lays it out there in you know, for everyone to be on a common place of communication. And so, you know, when laughter comes from that place of you know, not making fun of others or separation or something, when it comes from that place of connection and unifying, it's like thinking about the little child. It's like his mommy laughing. There's just that laughter, that joy is such a food for us, is such a necessity for our existence, that all the things that seem to chop into our happiness, our laughter, our joy, our play, and you know, it's like we're doing sacred geometry. I'm now in my late 60s, and I expect to keep doing this for the rest of my life. I mean, what's to retire from when this is the joy, this is the play, this is what I want to do, this is my little kid dancing because I want mommy up there to laugh, you know? And, you know, it's like, it's up there, it's in here. You know, we sometimes externalize that higher self or that God or that source or whatever and make it someplace far away from us and separate, but it's really right there inside of us. It's right there at our heart center. And that's where all the universes, all the dimensions are. They're within us. And when we want to go to that place of peace and joy, it's within us. Sometimes, you know, we feel the resonance in nature, and that's why we've created tools that can have that same resonant creation, you know, that same resonant vibration that's there with a babbling brook, that's there with the birds singing, that's there with the flowers waving in the breeze. We've got something that gives us that feeling when we're sitting inside in front of a computer, when we're getting up in the darkness to get our kids ready for school, when we're starting to, you know, just put things together in the supermarket cart at the end of the day, and things are feeling rushed because we have so much to do and to get back home. And all these things that we're doing, when we bring that vibration that's natural, the pattern that is sacred geometry into our lives, then our pattern starts to dance and it starts to flow with that bigger pattern that gives us such a joy that then we can do those things, you know, with the supermarket and with the child and with the car, that instead of being a drudgery, it's just a thing to do while we're expressing the joy of being alive. Because, you know, you can't do it if you're not here in this body right now. And that's why the angels long for a human body, because you can experience a depth, like we were talking about earlier, of compassion. You can feel a depth of emotion that is very dense, but it's unique because God wants to expand into that depth, into that density, the density that's been expressed by the human negative emotions are taking us to a place where we've had that experience. We don't have to hang out there. We can have compassion for others. And Source wants to expand into that level of density and bring joy through us, through each one of us, and to express that joy in just the thousands and millions of different ways that look like thousands and millions of different people. And we're all so unique. And yet, just again, something we talked about earlier is synergy. When we start working together, what's going to happen for the new human, the new earth, is something that is just as revolutionary as two cells deciding they can work together, and pretty soon you have trillions of cells in a body that are all taking on different functions, and it makes a body work. Well, what happens when millions of human beings have that same kind of sense of connection and belonging, that we can work together to make sure that we're all taken care of, to make sure that we're all being loved, to make sure that we're all dancing our unique dance and fulfilling our unique dream in the face of the greater dream of serving each other and supporting each other. And I believe that this is a choice that the world is moving to. And some may and some may not choose it, but it makes no difference for me, because I can only choose what I know is right for the bigger part of me. And the bigger part of me is who you are, and you're part of what my life is evolving into. So I hear the phones in the background and know that we'll break this into a number of different sharings for people.
So enjoy being in the doing. And if you're doing without honoring your being, take a breath, grab your i.connect or your pendant or whatever you have, and come back to center, come back to Source. And remember, you are the being in all the doing.
And grab your wife, or grab your husband, or grab your child, and grab your dog, and grab, your cat in your life, and realize that it's so wonderful that they're all teachers. And sometimes we see the negative part because that's what we are not having compassion for in ourselves. So when we feel that love in ourselves, they all magically change. It's a miracle what can go on in this world when you feel that joy inside your being. The world changes. It's all just a part of us, each part. And the parts we don't like, we need to start working on in ourselves and work on with each person we come across. And by little, there's
the work can be simple. The work can be as simple as creating a new intent.
Yeah.
Just recognizing the being inside. What is your life really about? What do you really want to be creating? You are the creative being. Every moment you get to choose, you get to express. And it can be very simple. Just coming back to center and being who you really are.
And I was just thinking of someone the other day quoted that famous pogo line again, where we have met the enemy and he is us. And when you talk about redirecting your thought, and someday I think we're all going to find we have met Source and he is us.
She is us.
She is us.
It is us.
It is us. At that level of soup beyond this little
there
physical
is no
body,
gender.
there's no gender, there's no separation. It's just all, it's all a part of our being, and as we're expanding, we're touching on it, and it feels good to touch on more of yourself.
So get out there, it's spring, it's beautiful, go have fun. And just let your creative spirit play.
So, God bless and have a wonderful day.